The following production is part of the Play Some Video Games podcast network.
This week's episode of PSVG Prime is brought to you by the amazing Patreon supporters over at patreon.com/PSVG. A big thank you to everybody who listens to our show, of course, and thank you to everybody who monetarily supports the show, but a big special thank you to our Patreon producers, Coach Hulk, Edwin Callow, Barry Cathcart, Josh Berboni, Chris M, Devin Tyus, Paul Calico, Kyle Heyman, Benny Lou, Joel Voss, aka Professor Switch, who got his doctorate, so aka Dr. Switch. So thank you to everybody there. If you are not a Patreon supporter, let me give you the quick pitch. Listen. $1. $1 gets you some amazing stuff. Number one, you're entered into our monthly giveaway where we give you stuff away for free. Not for free, for at least $1. But every single month you have a chance to win something. Currently, right now, you could win $20 Apex Legends credit, a copy of NBA 2K Playgrounds on Switch, or $20 to the eShop of your choosing. And we also added a PlayStation Classic, which may or may not have been modded to include other games that did not come with the system in the first place. Just saying. Or that $1 could feed a hungry child. And that hungry child most likely will be Lucas's. You know, he's second kid, brand spanking new, right out of the package. Still has that new baby smell. Sometimes they let out really nasty diapers, so you can't tell. But for that $1, Lucas can feed his kids. I mean, really, that's what it is. That's what that $1 gets you. But you also get that monthly giveaway. You get PSVG DLC. You get Kevin Hates Everything. You get Arcadia Academia. Latest episode just dropped the other day from Marvel Ultimate Alliance. How fitting. But that's it. Just go. Patreon.com/PSVG. But that's enough. Let's get into the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's PSVG Prime. It is I, your host, Kevin. With me, my partner in crime, Mr. Lucas Rose.
Hey, man. How's it going?
It's good. You sound distraught. What's wrong?
Yeah, my kids, they're just really hungry, you know?
It's funny you should say that. I mean, I reached out to the fans for support, so we'll see. Maybe they can eat sometime.
Are you serious?
Well, I mean, Patreon money only comes once a month, so you still got like 2 more weeks before the next amount comes in. So from now until then, they're going to be hungry. But,
unrelated question. Do you know how to cook and prepare a dog for human consumption?
I can send you something I found online.
I
can't tell you.
Well, then
we're being recorded, so I don't want to say it out loud.
Oh, this is recorded right now?
I can send you a document though.
Oh, okay. Because I think we can make it for 2 weeks. Yeah.
I mean,
completely unrelated to what I just asked you.
Totally unrelated.
I think we could make it for 2 weeks. Thank you, patrons, for feeding my children and not buying me Ultimate Alliance 3 on the Switch. Definitely not doing that.
It's true. So speaking of which,
yeah.
It's Comic-Con. It's Comic-Con right now.
Is it though? Is it?
It is.
Oh, okay.
You want to know how I know?
A reminder on your phone?
Well, yes, but my alter ego is there, live streaming for Marvel.
Yes.
So I've gotten photos. There's photo evidence that Comic-Con is going on right now.
Does your alter ego do like live cooking at the event?
He will be on Saturday, I believe he's live streaming. So, I mean, it was in the past now when people are listening to it. But yes, he's doing a live Marvel's Eat the Universe from Comic-Con again this year.
Feeding the folks, as it were.
But not your kids, because you're not at Comic-Con.
No, not unless you guys donate those Patreon dollars. My children will not feed they will not suckle. What a weird word. Okay, anyways.
Yeah. So speaking of which, I guess I can tell you now. I didn't tell you this before. In a couple weeks, maybe next week, Justin's going to be on the show with us.
What?
And he's going to talk about Comic-Con and all the stuff he's been up to and some gaming stuff when he comes back from Comic-Con. So
sweet, dude.
Yes.
Looking forward to it.
Yes. So that's exciting news. But before we get to the game stuff, man, lots of movie trailers today. Did you get a chance to digest any of them today?
No, I don't get a chance to do those types of things. I don't know where the time goes, but I did see it dropped a new trailer. I actually saw they had like I guess it's an older trailer, but it was like a stealth trailer from Midsummer because it like opens and it almost looks like it's part of a movie and you're like, what's going on? It's not just your typical trailer. And then you're like, oh, it's for it. So I did see one of those, but not the newest ones. What else dropped?
So it dropped the Top Gun sequel, I guess Maverick it's called.
Maverick.
For that drop.
Why are you such a Maverick?
It looks like more Top Gun, but it looks like Tom Cruise's face was put through that aging filter that everybody's doing right now. Like he looks his age now. He's lost the Paul Ruddness that he would have, where he just didn't age for a while, or he like looked great, and he's starting to show a little bit. Yeah. So, I mean, but it looks pretty cool. It looks like a summer, blockbuster, not an Academy Award winning movie, but fun.
I just watched that movie recently because it's one of those where you're like, I've seen it on TV, bits and pieces here and there, but I've never sat down and watched it. So I thought it was time, especially since I basically still live in the 80s for the most part. And it wasn't bad.
No, it's good. We have my family has a special place for that movie simply because Tom Cruise's bomber jacket he's wearing throughout it.
Yeah.
He has a patch on it that's very prominent in the movie. It's on the movie poster. It has the like a bee, and the bee's holding a gun in one hand and like a wrench in the other.
Yeah.
And that's a branch of the Navy known as the Seabees, ironically enough. And that bee was created, designed, and come up with by my wife's grandfather. Wow. So nice. it was a very big deal. Like when Tom Cruise, like, because he apparently picked the patches for his jacket. So he picked that. Oh. And it was like every movie poster you see of it, it's there. And there's a giant statue in Rhode Island of that bee. The road's dedicated to him. Like it was this cool origin story for my family that I'll have to tell maybe on a DLC story. Cause it's a really, really cool story.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So nice. We have a special place for that movie. The It trailer is pretty cool. Now, mind you, I didn't watch the first It. Well, I watched the Tim Curry It, but I didn't watch the latest iteration of it. But I watched the trailer for the second one. I was like, trailer's creepy. I'll give it that. It definitely has a vibe going for it, for sure. It's pretty cool.
I need to see the new one because I even thought I was on the fence about it because it felt like the remake because it felt like it could go either way.
Yeah.
And then I went and saw it in theaters and I was like, that went better than I expected. So now I'm a little bit more on board with this second part, I guess you would say. And when I saw that trailer, I was like, okay. I am getting a little, I said it in the Discord. I'm like, getting a little tired of the whole old lady is creepy, walking backwards and upside down and all that other stuff. That's getting a little played out, but sure. I don't know. Maybe they'll have a story reason that helps. I mean, they did seem to have a story reason, so hopefully within the context of the movie, it will be okay.
I just want it to have the same ending. I want the movie to go entirely downhill in like the last 20 minutes
as the movie,
as the Tim Curry one.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, wait, what?
Yeah, that was always. I feel like that happens a lot with Stephen King books.
Always, they're good, and then the end, you're like, what went wrong?
What just happened?
Yeah, but the biggest movie trailer for me, Jay and Silent Bob reboot trailer dropped.
Yeah. That's not the same as the other one that was shared with. Jay's movie, right?
No. Okay. Yeah, this is Kevin Smith's. It's a sequel to Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Basic premise of the movie is the movie that they tried to stop in the last one from being made, where Hollywood took the Blunt Man and Chronic, was making a movie off them, and they felt offended. Well, now they're rebooting that movie again, and they find out again. Of course, have to go try and stop it. So,
nice.
It looks not good. Like it looks like Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, where it's like the cheesy nostalgic, but I think it's done deliberately, and it is a celebrity cameo fan fest, like straight out of the 90s movies where like every celebrity's in it.
Yeah.
Everybody is in this movie.
I feel like Kevin Smith knows a lot of people. He seems like a guy who could just, anybody will be friends with him just because he's such a nice dude. Yeah.
I mean, Chris Hemsworth is in it. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon make an appearance again. James Vanderbeek is back again. Jason Biggs, all his normal people. Daryl from The Office, I forget his name. Oh, geez. Who else in there? Red Man and Method Man are in it. It's just tons of people, and that's just the trailer. So you know there's more. Melissa Benoist, who plays Supergirl, she's in it.
Okay.
His daughter plays Jason Mewes' daughter in the trailer, which I thought was funny. But yeah. So it's fun. Check it out. But kids, don't watch it. It's bad.
Yeah,
it's. But Lucas, watch the Red Band trailer though, because it's totally worth it.
I will.
Yes,
I will.
Yes. No, like right now. I'm gonna stop the show.
All right. Okay. I will stream it, just the audio.
The audio.
Yeah.
To really confuse people. But all right, let's get into games. Let's do what we're here to do. You and I played tons and tons of games this week, so I know we have a lot to talk about. So let's jump in. I'll let you go first this time.
Okay. I'm interested to see what you're gonna say about this, because on the show, I think it was this show, on a show that we did together, you had made mention of this game and you sounded like you did not like it. And that game is Sunset Overdrive. Mm-hmm. And I did do the Game Pass.
Right.
So that's kind of, I don't know, man. I've been in between games right now. Just like I keep starting things up and then, I don't know, it doesn't seem to hook me. And I've talked about before on Flux to Post where I'll go in these swings where I'm like 100% video games, and then 2 months later I'll be 100% movies.
Yep.
And I'm 100% movies right now. I think summer has to do a lot with that, because summer blockbusters, back in the day, you'd go to the movies a lot because that was the only place that had air conditioning.
Yep.
So that type of thing. So I even got 2 Netflix DVD movies sitting right next to me that came in the mail.
Whoa. No, that's DVD.com. That's on Netflix.
Well, yeah. Can you believe that they got DVD.com? That's crazy. If they had to pay for that, they had to have paid out the behind. But anyways, yes, because I'm a snob who prefers the actual physical media over streaming. I mean, I will stream
but
movies a little bit. Movies. Yeah. I mean,
you should watch them on VHS.
I was going to watch them on vinyl. How's that even work? I don't know. Laserdisc, I suppose. So Sunset Overdrive anyways. Now, I remember this game coming out. It launched with the Xbox One, didn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. Or it was very shortly really after. But yeah, it was a very early game. Yep. I
mean, this took like the Borderlands type scheme, or what they're doing now with the crazy apocalypse or whatever. They were basically, it's over the top. You know, when something goes boom, words come out and say boom.
Yep.
It's very colorful. And I remember it looking really, really good at the time when it first came out and was announced. So this kind of looks like a game that would be right up my alley, as they say, with its over the topness. And so I tried it out, and you know, it does have some style, but I feel like it's lacking some substance.
Yep.
It kind of feels like a janky Saints Row.
Yep.
Like if Saints Row 2 went really bad or something. So if anybody's not familiar, they have this mechanic where you're basically either bouncing or skating along like lines, almost like Jet Set Grind Radio or whatever. And it's, I don't know, it just has a little bit of looseness to it that I don't care for. And one of the first weapons you get is this record shooter. Yes. Like it shoots these records out, which is cool. But I found like a lot of the weapons don't have impact.
I mean, it's no dubstep gun. Let's be honest.
That's
start
very
there.
True. But none of them have real impact. Like it's hard to tell that you're really shooting anything. You're just kind of hoping for the best as you shoot into a bunch of mobs and hopefully you're hitting something. Half the time you can't tell, but eventually things die and then everything's good, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't really catch my fancy. It seems okay enough. I mean, it's Insomniac Games, right? And they did the superhero one,
Spider-Man.
Right? Yep. So I mean, I guess it makes sense that they would have some of the mechanics and stuff like that down, but I don't know. I want to give it a little bit more time, but it just, I guess this was the wrong time for me to try it out. I'm still looking for something to just kind of catch my eye, but for now, I'll just keep watching movies, I guess.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I agree with everything you said. The whole control scheme is weird with the whole grinding and sliding and stuff. Like it's cool for a little bit and you just get tired of it.
Yeah, I kind of feel and they really enforce the fact that you have to be either bouncing or sliding all the time. And I feel like I should be using a mouse because I can't keep up with the thumbstick and pointing. You're usually above things too. You're above stuff a lot because you're always bouncing and you're up on telephone lines. I don't know. It just doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't feel quite right. I will say, I do like the fact that they have those amps or whatever they're called. You basically are allowed to augment certain things, and you can augment each weapon. You have different slots for, I think it was like defensive, hero ability, offensive, I don't know, something like that. But there were all these different augmentations you could do, and I was like, okay, so maybe if I play this for a couple hours and start unlocking things that make a gun work in a different way, or for instance, you shoot the record gun into people and it will electrocute them, and the electrocution will spread or it'll stun them or whatever. So I did appreciate that, but I don't think I gave it enough time. So I will go back to it eventually and see if it catches on. And if not, then, you get 2 strikes and you're out with me. If I play it twice and it ain't doing it for me, I'm just going to move on. I ain't got enough time.
Here's the problem with this game though, too. It's set in 2027.
That's not that far away.
We're almost there. And no, the world is not like this.
and like the whole idea of the energy drink thing kind of felt like it was sort of ripped off from Saints Row, because they had that whole energy drink sponsorship and everything.
Yeah, that's right.
And it just made me want to play Saints Row more, honestly.
Maybe you should do that instead.
Maybe I should.
Is that on Game Pass? Can you play that on Game Pass?
I don't know, but I own them all. So.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I mean, probably a Humble Bundle. Am I right?
That's true.
Oh, I should say this isn't sponsored by Humble Bundle for once, because the other game I'm going to talk about also isn't a Humble Bundle. Slope Maker 2, a very beloved game on the Switch right now. Super Mario Maker 2. I got it from the library because I just kind of knew I should check it out. Regardless of what we said, only a handful of people playing it. I figured I should be one of those handfuls of people. And I didn't play the first one. And I heard talk of styluses, people buying certain ones specifically crafted by the gods of the north so that you can lay down a track or a level with extreme precision and speed. $1,000 styluses for Slope Maker 2. I was like, nah, I'm just gonna use my controller like I do for every game I ever play. And that works fine for me. I don't know why anyone needs a special stylus, but
you don't. Spoilers.
Oh, I know. So I made a couple levels. I actually made some for my son to begin with. One, because I knew they were going to be terrible levels. But they start out, it's too difficult. Like, I came to a realization, when you play this game, it's not just like select a level from an overworld, like the original Mario Brothers stuff, or at least like Super Mario Brothers for Super Nintendo, Super Mario World. Woo! Yeah. There's some like reading. It's almost like an RPG in the aspect that you have to go around, talk to some people, and then it opens up the ability to get to the levels and stuff. Well, my son's 4. He can't read. He doesn't know.
Well, whose fault did that
help? So I made some levels very easy, basically just some gaps to jump over, some, maybe a trampoline to bounce on at the end, then maybe a few enemies to jump on. He knows the idea of Mario, but again, he can't. Yeah, I have to start up the level for him. So that was a good introduction. And I will say they have excellent tutorial videos on everything. They have a whole library of tutorials that tell you this is, from things like how to place the ground to things like advanced movement of the character through the levels, and master's courses on what it means to be Mario, and all sorts of things in that whole tutorial. And then I played a level by Callow's son. I think it was my first downloaded level. And it was really cool, actually. He made this timed level. You had, I think it was like 30 seconds to get through it. And you had to be exact, precise. It starts out, you're running, and there's thwomps already coming down, and it's serious, dude. Okay, thwomps already. There's no Goombas, no little Goomba walking around. You're already at the thwomps. So, it took me about 20 tries, but eventually I got it, and I was like, I can see the appeal of this actually.
Really?
These little speed runs. I if you're playing a well-designed level, I was even like, there's this, his son asked for some feedback. So Callow came on the chat and was like, what do you guys think? Anybody who played it? And I was like, well, there was this one part where he put a cloud and a trampoline sideways. So you had to and then there was only 2 blocks of space. So you had to run through and hit the clouds so you could pass through them and not the trampoline to be knocked back. I'm like, that's a really cool idea. However, in actuality, it ended up being really easy to jump through. And I was like, if you just add something to that to make it a little bit more difficult, then I think it would spice up that section, because every time I got to that section, no problem getting through. So I feel like it needs to be a little bit more challenging. And his son came back with, well, you're not on the leaderboards anyway, so I don't have to listen to you. And I was like,
it's true. Apparently it's not that easy because you couldn't do it. So
yeah, exactly.
Position, so.
Exactly. It's supposed to be a one-time run. You're supposed to do it in one first try. And I didn't. I'm horrible.
Were there slopes?
Oh, man. There were right off the bat, actually.
There you go.
You had to climb the slopes.
You didn't even get to slide down. You had to
No, you didn't. There was a little tiny slope that you got to slide down. You had to grab a mushroom, hit some spikes, and then run to the end of the spikes before your invincibility wore off. So you jump and hit a slope and off you go. So yeah, I mean, at the same time though, I don't know how long that would last for me. I beat that one level and I was like, okay, I did it. I'm good now.
Back in the library.
Pretty much. Job's done. Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to play it too. I'm not spending the money for it. That's my thing. It's if I get from the library something, I'd totally be down for it. And I will play the campaign, the pre-made courses. I check out maybe some people's courses, most likely some people's kids' courses as opposed to them. I don't want to play something Jason Lacy designed. Let's put it that way. He's going to be evil. When he sits down, when he sits down to actually design a course hardcore, it's going to be terrible to play.
Yes. Because it'll be at Jason's skill level. He knows,
right?
He's played a lot of platformers and he knows what works, what doesn't work, and he's played a lot of Mario Maker levels. So he's learned tricks of the trade.
Yeah, guys, I don't want that.
He's a sadist. He feeds on other people's ouchies. Other people's ouchies. That's all, man. That's all I really did. Like I said, other things here and there, but nothing worth mentioning, really.
Yeah.
If I stick with them, maybe next week.
Okay. Fair enough. One, I'm not going to mention. I'm playing that same shooter game that I play all the time. But besides that, so there are 2 games I can talk about here. And one of them I talked about a long time ago.
Yes.
And
you were kind of pumped for this, weren't you?
Right. And I forgot about it. I think something else came along and I put it down. And as I was revisiting my Switch and looking at my deleted games that I had, I was like, oh, I could go to play for this again. This would be a great lunch break game. Yeah. And that's Sushi Striker, The Way of Sushido.
Oh,
Sushido.
Yes. I played the demo for this when it first came out.
Yes. So if you're not familiar with it, it's an action puzzle video game developed and published by Nintendo. Basically, it's one-on-one battles with against a computer where you must match sushi plates of the same color on conveyor belts. So if you've ever seen those Japanese sushi restaurants where the stuff just goes around the belt, you sit down at the table and you charge for it and you eat, it's the same philosophy there. You have 3 different belts, and they're going in opposite directions, and you have to kind of just quickly press down your button and highlight across and make matches for the plates to make combos. As you eat the sushi, you power up special abilities. And then you throw the empty plates at your enemies like a civilized person would in combat. Just throw plates at people. I kind of forgot about how much I like this game, and I picked cloud save, thankfully. So I picked right up where I left off and just kind of kept going along with the campaign. And I'm having a lot of fun with this. I think this
nice.
Is a game I feel like everyone slept on. I actually don't think I know anybody else that's played this game.
No, not that I can think of.
Right. And I think Caro got it on the 3DS, or somebody bought it on the 3DS, I think, but I'm playing on the Switch.
What a fool.
Yeah, right. Why would you ever? But it's really good. So I encourage you, if you're into any sort of puzzle games whatsoever, this is very, very different. I don't have anything else I can compare it to, per se. It doesn't play like anything else I've ever played or seen.
Candy Crush.
No, it's not Candy Crush. There's no Match 3. But it's a lot of fun. So if you can get it on a sale, I could totally say, don't spend $60 on it. But if you get it on sale for 30 or less, I think it's totally worth it. There's a lot there. It's not just matching and going. You collect the sushi, I forget what they call it, Sprite Spirits.
I think it's Spirit. Yeah, the little animal things.
Yeah, the little animal things. So you collect those as you go throughout the campaign, and each of those has an ability, and that's what you charge up. So like if you eat enough sushi, you charge up that spirit's ability, and you can have 3 different ones. So as you go through the game, you get different spirits that unlock different abilities too. Like I unlocked one that special ability was Ghost Sushi, where if you use his special ability, it makes all of your opponent's plates blank. So they can still hurt you, but they can't charge any of their abilities while your power is in process. So there's different mechanics that go on. Like one will let you match any color, doesn't matter what plate it is. I have one that'll help refill my health as I'm getting beat up, so I can just eat. It turns all the sushi into desserts, and as you eat the desserts, you regain stamina back. So
nice.
Yeah, there's all different things.
That's why I eat a lot of desserts.
Yeah,
it gains my stamina.
Stamina.
So it's kind of like Peggle, because you have exactly like Peggle actually.
Yes.
Peggle plus Candy Crush
and sushi.
Peggle Crush
sushi with Pokemon.
I think we just made a mobile game.
We did. Microtransactions galore.
Yes.
So I'm having fun with that. It's a great little game just to pick up like a lunch break. Like
I did have
10 minutes to play. Yeah.
I did have a question. I remember in the demo there was a story mode about like sushi being this thing that nobody gets to just pick up and eat anymore, and it's this very like legendary thing. Is the story, because that made me laugh and I thought it was kind of cute and funny, so is that worth playing for that aspect?
The story so far is funny. I will say everything is voice acted, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like, and it's done in a Japanese anime style, but it's done like deliberately semi corny.
Yeah.
Like it's not like the ones where they try to translate just bad translation. It's like you can tell it's definitely tongue in cheek, but the story is trying to remember how it started, but you're from a village and you encounter this first sushi spirit sprite, whatever they are, and he introduces you to sushi. It's exactly what you said. Not a lot of people can have it. You can't have it. And that's because this other military that's kind of taken over your land has kept all sushi for themselves. So you're on a quest to fight those armies and bring sushi back to people. So like I cleared the whole first world. I'm on the second world where I took on this other general who loves wasabi. But he puts so much on it that nobody else can tolerate it. So he gives these sushi to children and they run away screaming. So like you roll into town, you're like, here, children, have sushi because you're hungry. And they'll run away screaming. He's like, why are they running away? And he finds out because it was basically used to torture the kids.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
So he finally earns their trust and gives them good sushi. They're like, oh my God, this is amazing. So yeah, you're fighting almost like this communistic type army, and you're recruiting people to help you fight the cause to bring sushi back to the world so everyone can enjoy it. And it's for everybody is what they're saying.
Nice.
So yeah, it's this weird little military story forced into it, but it's enough to keep you interested where you're like, okay, I want to keep playing, because I mean, essentially when you're in these battles, it's the same thing every time. Just your opponent has different abilities than, the previous one did. But that's what's keep you going, is the fact that there's a narrative there to push you along and say, okay, well, I want to continue along and see what happens next.
Yeah.
Yeah, the art's good, voice acting's good, so it's a lot of fun.
I wish my kids could eat sushi.
Patreon.com/PSVG.
No, just they don't like sushi.
Oh.
One doesn't have teeth, hard to.
The other one has a shellfish allergy.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
It's true. I don't like seafood, so I don't eat sushi at all.
Truly? You really don't?
I hate seafood. I don't eat any seafood.
I don't like seafout either. I will force down like a salmon steak if I have to, but I
clam
don't mind
cakes are the only thing I can do. Clam cakes are the only thing I can do. Sometimes clam chowder. That's about it.
Clam chowder.
Chowder, because I'm from New England. All right, second game.
Yes, I'm curious about this.
My Time in Portia, and I'm not talking about Ellen DeGeneres' wife. That's an entirely different thing. This is a game that's very much a Caroline game. In fact, she was playing it on stream. So this game is a mashup of Stardew Valley meets Harvest Moon, in the sense that it has more combat like Stardew Valley does. Like you have dungeons and almost like that whole aspect where you grind and gotta go. And then Harvest Moon, in the fact that you're not growing things, although you can grow things, but your main focus is building things for the town. So you build furniture, you build ovens, like you're the town craftsman. There's other people who own workshops in the town as well, and you're competing to be the best one that gets the best jobs. But as you play, you'll get certain orders like, hey, we need to build a bridge to get to this island. So there's certain things that you build that actually aren't just to get you money or experience points. It actually changes the landscape and says, okay, well, because I built this, I can now access this, or now people can do that. So I'm about 2-3 hours into it. It's not bad. I am interested. It's a very chill game where you can just kind of kick back and relax and enjoy like the music, and you're like not really pressed to do anything. It doesn't get your stress level up. It's super easy. It's more just, running around, grabbing things, crafting things, and continuing that loop there. I will say the one thing, and it seems like reading some reviews, they kind of say the same things, are that sometimes you're really just waiting for the townspeople to come up with you with tasks to do.
Ooh,
so sometimes you have nothing to do, and you have to wait till a certain time of the year or a month where they're like, hey, I need you to now build this table set for me, whatever the case is. So you're waiting. It's weird. At
least with Stardew Valley, you can just go farm. You know what I mean? Like when you have to wait for those times to happen, you're just like, all right, well, I'm going to go make some money growing turnips or whatever.
Yeah. And you can do that, and it's fine. But yeah, so far it's okay. Definitely something I'll keep playing, so I'll report back on it again later on. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes. And I played some on the stream, so you can head over to mixer.com/PSVG Kevin, and you can see probably the first hour of it or so. Just get a vibe for it. Chill music, little things there. Some audio bugs I did have, like where some things are voice acted and such, and it would be like breaking up or kind of staticky, or no voice would come out, but then the second character's voice would come out. So there's still some bugs there. Load times are rough. I know that was a major issue on the Nintendo Switch. I'm playing on an Xbox One, and I believe this is on Game Pass if anybody else is interested too. So the load times are obviously better, but they're still a little bit long for what the game visually looks like it does. But I'll report more on it. It's still a little too early to say for sure how that is. But yeah, so I'll keep playing. I'll keep playing it, and we'll get back to it, and I'll talk more about it as I get some more time into it.
Nice.
Well, that's all we got for games we've been playing. So finally some different stuff, but like we said, we didn't have a whole lot on our plates. Sushi Strikers.
I get it.
But this I think is the first time you're experiencing this, Lucas, since you've come aboard in PSVG Prime. We have to check out the messages. We have mail.
We have a mailbag.
We do. So it's time to check out the messages.
Message for you, sir.
First one from Caro, aka the Nintendame, aka the person we were just talking about who plays my Time in Portia.
That's weird.
Do either of y'all, and she said y'all, because she's from the South, play games in bed? And we made jokes about it, but she actually means video games.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask.
Yeah. The other one would be for a DLC conversation. I do, but rarely. And it'll just be on the Switch. It'll kind of be like whatever I happen to have. And it's mainly because when my wife, once all the kids are in bed, or at least the little one is, and my older kids do it, they put themselves to bed. It's not like we need to do anything there. She'll just kind of lay in bed and watch TV, play games on her phones. Like she plays those Candy Crush games and stuff like that. So she'll just kind of veg out. So if she's doing that, then I don't feel like I'm a bad person by sitting down and booting up the Switch then at that point. So I'll do that occasionally. But even then, most of the time I don't. I just sit down and watch whatever she has on, or play games on my phone, or whatever the case is.
Just stare at the wall for a while.
Yeah. I just stare at her until she turns the lights off. Because I'm like, I'm tired. Would you go to sleep? Stop playing. Stop playing Gardenscapes. No, I'm just kidding. The lights are already off at that point, so it's fine. But yeah, so I do, but very, very rarely. I don't it's not a habit by any means.
Okay. I don't really. I don't do much of anything in bed besides sleep, because I read this thing once where the bed is basically for you to sleep in, and you should always have it in your mind compartmentalized as you go to bed, you go to sleep. Mm-hmm. I will do some reading there once in a while if I go to bed really early, but that almost never happens. The other problem is when you play the Switch in a silent room, all of a sudden, everything that you do becomes like a hammer on a bell. It's just like boom, boom. So I don't even. My wife's told me before. She's like, I don't even hear what you're doing. But I feel like my wife. I've been trying not to do that. I will have you know, since I came on the show. She said it doesn't bother her and she can't hear it anyways. But I don't know. It feels weird. I feel like
you should turn on the HD Rumble in full blast. I'm like, now you hear it?
She'd be like, check your messages. Somebody's texting you. No, it's my video game. It's fine. What? So no, I don't know. I understand the appeal because it's really comfortable, but I don't know. It just doesn't appeal to me, I guess.
Plus, I need to sit up when I play games. Like,
Yeah,
if I'm
me too.
In bed, so like I'll sit halfway up in bed if we're watching TV or something, but it's not comfortable for long periods of time. So it's very rare.
No, I don't want to be like cricking my neck down like that.
Yep.
I played it for a few minutes on the go when I had to go to the Secretary of State's /DMV, same thing.
Mhm.
And it was horrible. Like, I can't concentrate, man. I have to be in front of a TV.
Yeah. I'm with you. Caro's second question: When can I come back on the show? Sorry, never.
When I leave, so never.
Oh, that's a good point. When one of us is on vacation, Caro, you can possibly come on.
If you ask nicely.
Yes. Next question comes in from Coach Mo. As Madden continues its streak of being the best game of all time in any genre this July, will there ever be another franchise that comes half as close to being as good as Madden? I will say no. There is not another franchise that will come half as good as Madden. They will all be much, much better than Madden.
I don't understand why you need two football games. You have Madden and then there's FIFA. What? Same thing.
I mean, basically.
Yeah.
There's jerseys. There's a field.
There's a ball.
Yep. There's referees.
Women aren't allowed to play.
True. There's drinking involved for the fans, not the athletes. That's not.
All the fans are horrible.
Yep. Somebody will probably jump on field and streak, which doesn't happen in the games. They should add that to the games.
That's true. I need HD body scans of random people to run onto the field.
Coach, we just found a way to make Madden better. You're welcome.
Yeah. It'll be 1.5 times as good now.
Yep.
When they implement that.
So I guess we change our answer. There won't be another game that comes as close to being as great as Madden, but we found a way to make Madden better.
Yeah. Until they do that, then it'll be, again, 1.5 times better than twice as good.
Yep. MMGA, make Madden great again.
I love it. Mga.
Last question comes in from Nathan at VoiceEd by Nathan. How does it feel to be the only podcast so big that Amazon not only named a service, but a 48-hour sale in honor of?
I never thought about it that way.
I mean, you didn't get the big check.
I got the little check, like a little.
Well, I don't mean dollar amount. I meant size. Like, I got one giant check. It wasn't for much, but
like the clearinghouse.
The publisher Ed McMahon came to my house and delivered it.
Is he
really
still
weird.
alive?
No, that's why it made it weird.
That's why it was weird.
Actually, I don't know if he's alive. I'm assuming he's not.
Was he ever really alive though?
Fair enough. No, Nathan, it's an honor, and it's not something we take lightly here. We take it very serious.
But we don't flaunt it.
Well, no. I mean, it's not as glamorous as it sounds because Amazon had the big strike in certain locations over Amazon Prime Day for workers, rights or whatever. Whatever. So Lucas and I have to fulfill these orders. Like we're off the show. We're packing boxes. It's not as glamorous as everyone thinks it is. Like being named after it. Like it's just we're indentured servants really now.
Yeah, basically. And I have to store all this crap. Everything people bought came from my house because I'm the only place I'm the central warehouse, basically.
The fulfillment center?
Yeah, and I have not a Wish fulfillment center, that's for sure. But I have a very small garage, and now it's filled with egg timers and ladies' trousers.
And 4K,
not
and
pants.
4K Blu-rays.
Yes, and 4K Blu-rays. None of which they're all for old things that nobody cares about. Or like those nature specials. It's like, why did this get released in 4K? Okay.
Fair enough. So if for some bizarre reason you want to send Lucas and I questions, you can always do so at PSVG on the Twitter, or you can hit us up in Discord and let us know. We'll be happy to address your nonsensical questions in nonsensical ways. And if you have a serious question, we'll try and answer that in nonsensical fashion as well. But with that being said, it's time to check out the news of the week.
This week in Play Some Video Game News.
before you jump into Nintendo stuff, Lucas, I have breaking news.
Okay.
And it's not
news.
And it's not breaking as in when people are actually listening to the show, because it's like 4 days later, so they probably already heard it.
So only to us, basically.
It's breaking to us. So at San Diego Comic-Con, at Marvel's game panel, they announced the first chapter in Marvel Ultimate Alliance's 3 paid season pass, and it features Marvel Knights, which has Moon Knight, Punisher, Blade,
Oh, okay.
and Morpheus. Is that the vampire guy? Yeah.
Yeah, I believe.
Yes.
From Spider-Man?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
So the 4 of them are the first DLC pack that will be there, which is pretty cool. The other 2 chapters feature Fantastic Four and X-Men. Those come with the game for free. So this is the first of the paid DLC, is these Marvel Knights characters, which is pretty cool. And also, it's almost, I don't want to say it's weird, because it's a violent game and it's in its own right, like the way it is, but they picked like the most violent Marvel people to put out in a DLC pack together.
Punisher, and like the only other person I think of being so deadly would be Deadpool, because
and he's already in
it. But he has swords.
Mm-hmm.
Punisher has guns. Like,
and
how's
Blade,
this gonna work? And Blade has a sword.
Vampire.
He's literally called Blade.
Yep. And Moon Knight, which is basically stabby Batman.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
that's really what he is.
Sword again, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep. So
they should just call it the Stab Pack. What are they doing?
Pack. Stab Squad.
I like it. Stab Squad. Better than Suicide Squad, that's for sure.
Maybe. So yeah, you can take it away with more Nintendo news if you'd like, since we're already here.
Sure thing. Let me figure out what I got here. Boy, I sure hope these open, because sometimes Google does this thing where they decide that you need to know, like, in the link that it came from Google, and I never understood that. But they do work, so we're all okay. Well, I saw somebody shared this in the Discord, but I also saw it earlier today. Southwest Airlines gave away free Nintendo Switches to passengers.
Like by mistake? Like,
no,
they lost their luggage and they gave a Switch instead, or
no? It was like, look under your seat and you'll find a little piece of paper that says, "Hey, guess what? You get a Switch. You get a Switch. You get a Switch, and you get a Switch." It's apparently Nintendo has teamed up with what was it, Southwest Airlines, to give away Switches randomly to flights. And I read that they apparently did this with the Wii U.
They did. I remember that. Yep.
So I'm guessing they're trying to make good on their horrible customer service / way they've been treating people who fly their flights.
Probably, or because Nintendo has the new model coming out with better battery life and the light version. They're just trying to get rid of overstock. Yes. They're just like, hey, we have these lying around. Give them to these peasants flying Southwest.
Here's the really great news, though. How do you feel about slopes?
I'm for them.
Okay. Well, if you were on this flight, which you should have been, you would have got Super Mario Maker 2.
Oh.
Well. Dang. How does that come into play then? Is that game really doing so badly that they just have to give it away to random people on flights? It's like E.T.
They were out of peanuts, so they had to. They gave away Mario Maker instead.
Yikes.
Now what I'm wondering here, though, is so like all these photos show. Oh, they're doing this every day until August 13th. That's crazy. That's a long time.
That is. That's a lot of Switches.
Wow.
Oh man. Okay. If you're going to sell a Switch on eBay, you better do it now, because there's going to be a lot of people who don't give a crap about Nintendo Switch getting one and then posting it on eBay to sell.
And imagine, I'm sorry we're taking away from the news story here, but like imagine being like a family going on like a Disney trip. There's like 8 of you on the flight. What do you even do with 8? Like if my family was on one of these flights, that's 5 just in my house.
That's true.
What the heck do you do? Like it's got to be like eBay. One per family. I don't know. Yeah, eBay. Trade in, get them all the lights instead, so you don't need the docks around.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The thing to note though is I don't know how it works, because like all the pictures just show people holding this pamphlet up. Like they don't actually physically get them on this flight, right?
You have to.
It's gotta be like a mail away or something, I imagine.
Yeah, I thought I read somewhere you had to take it to, I don't know, Best Buy maybe.
No, okay.
Or maybe, I don't know. That's a good question because I'm sure you go to Best Buy and they're like, what is this?
Yeah,
It's gotta be a mail away.
Let's play Getaway Sweepstakes. Let's see. It's a digital code for Super Mario Maker 2, if that's any consolation here. Oh, they're giving away one a day until August 13th on their website. Like you can register for a chance to win.
Oh, okay. Not one flight.
30
day.
daily prize winners will each receive a Nintendo Switch system and a download code for a digital version of Mario Maker 2. One grand prize winner will receive round-trip air travel for 4 and 4 Nintendo Switch systems bundled with a download code for digital version of Mario Maker 2. So
4?
Yeah. Trip for 4 and 4 of them. 4 consoles and 4 Mario Maker 2s. I don't know.
Well, I just signed up. I'm winning 4 Nintendo Switches.
All right. But yeah, no, it's a cool thing, but I do remember them doing it before with the Wii U. I don't remember what game they were pushed at the same time, but it's like the same thing. I believe it was during Comic-Con too. Like they kind of tied it into that as well, which is
maybe
odd.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
because Southwest will be at Comic-Con too, so
cool.
And they made a special course, Lucas. You should download and try.
They did?
They did.
Does it have Moon Knight in it or Punisher?
No, that's a different game. Southwest will also be at San Diego Comic-Con and Nintendo Gaming Lounge. Attendees can stop by to enter the sweepstakes and play the air travel inspired Super Sky Challenge course in Super Mario Maker 2.
Two.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, I'm currently freaking out because I don't know. Try opening this other link. Does it just get completely it opens normally for a second and then it gets completely destroyed for me?
Yep, I'm okay.
Okay. Well, I read it anyway, so I read the whole article, so I know what I'm talking about. So it doesn't even matter. Yeah, I'll look at it for a second, and then this big black X comes up, and it almost looks like a web page from 1996, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
It's really weird. But anyways, all you need to know about is this is a $100 HDMI cable that you can buy for your Switch or really anything that hooks up via HDMI, and it will make your graphics look better.
Okay.
Can you believe it? Now, here's the thing. It's a little misleading because the HDMI cable doesn't really do it. It's basically a chip that's hooked into this, built into this HDMI cable, and it processes the graphics that are being output from whatever you plug it into, be it a Switch, Xbox, computer, whatever.
Okay.
And applies a post-processing effect that would basically anti-alias the image. There's some I'm sure you've seen the previews, the comparison.
Yeah, I'm looking at them right now. Yeah.
And also does a little bit with the color or contrast, makes it a little bit brighter. So yeah, if you've ever complained that there's too many jaggies on your Mario Kart 8 Deluxe game, then you can buy this HDMI cable and have slightly better docked graphics.
Yeah, I mean that's ultimately good. I'm looking at it here, and the pictures, you're right. Like there's some difference. It's not a huge difference though.
No, and it does say in the article from CNET that it's not exactly like they weren't promising a huge difference. They were just saying it would do this. And I guess it's pretty on par with what was on the company's website. The company is M Cable. Yep. Which I'm pretty sure I've seen on Amazon when I'm looking for an HDMI cable.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Best Buy carries them too. I will say, so I think cables sometimes get a bad rap. I mean, in this case, it might be justified. Like I'm looking at the stuff, I don't see a huge difference. But having worked in Best Buy and seeing like monster HDMI cables or like Alpine cables, like there are different qualities in some cables, and there's a lot that's not. So don't get me wrong. Like you'll see a lot of times they'll be like, oh, you don't need to buy this $40 HDMI cable. This $10 one is just fine.
Gold plated,
right?
Diamond encrusted.
Yeah. So sometimes it's a big scam, but sometimes you see them and they're actually really good. This one just doesn't seem to be that great compared to some others I've seen.
This isn't the cable has almost nothing to do with like video transmission or quality or anything like that.
Right. It's just
I guess the gimmick is
chip.
that it's going to post-process this thing to be slightly less jaggy with your aliasing and a little bit more contrasty, a little bit more punchy. And basically the article said it reminded them of an effect that they apply in Adobe Lightroom to pictures. So just kind of punches things up and for no cost, frames per second or anything. So I don't know. I guess it's up to you whether you think that's worth $100 or not.
I mean, if you're rich, I guess.
Yeah, what's $100?
Like, what's $100? That's like, in my head, I'm like, that's two of those digital game vouchers from Nintendo. Like that's
that's true.
First party games and like for a cable.
Exactly. And it does go on to say that for other things like an Xbox One or PS4, not really a noticeable difference since there's already, some anti-aliasing being applied there and stuff like that. So for newer stuff, this cable doesn't really do much, but for a Nintendo Switch, and that's why I put it in the Nintendo news, some people out there, this might be a big deal to them. Dev, it's not going to give them 60 frames per second, but the picture quality will be subjectively better.
Right.
So there you go.
Cool. All right, let's jump onto some multi-platform news, and this one isn't quite multi-platform in the normal way that we kind of look at things here, but there was some buzz around E3 that rumors were that there was another Plants vs. Zombies game in the works, to which everybody got really excited and hoping it was another Garden Warfare game, to which I said, why?
Yeah, who hopes for that?
But people in our Discord today were like, oh man, I was hoping for new Garden Warfare. I'm like, I've played both of them, and neither one I thought were great games. Like, I don't think people bought them enough to be like, let's make a third now at this point. But what we are getting a third of is Plants vs. Zombies 3. So 6 years after Plants vs. Zombies 2 came into the world, the next entry is on its way, and you can get it right now on Google Play. You could do a pre-alpha build. You'll need a device running at least Android 6.0 with specs equivalent or better to the Samsung Galaxy S7. And if you need to know what those specs are, you can reach Callow in our Discord, and he'll tell you all about that.
Why you should buy that phone if you don't have it.
Exactly. And it is worth noting, though, a limited number of spots are available, and they'll open up more in phases so you can kind of sign up and do it. But yeah, they're looking at feedback for the combat for now, and they will probably wipe out your progress as you're doing it. Like, this is a pre-alpha build. They're really, up for it about it, saying, hey, we really want to test this out, see how it's going. So there's probably bugs and all sorts of other things going on there. But Plants vs. Zombies 3 coming soon to a mobile device near you.
I would much rather play that than Garden Warfare.
Me too. I like the traditional game better. I played that first one so much.
It's good.
It is good. Did you ever beat it?
Oh, no.
All right, do yourself a favor later after the show. Google the music video that's at the end of Plants vs. Zombies. The first one. It's worth it.
Music video, end of Plants vs. Zombies. Gotcha.
Yep. So let's talk a little bit about sales. So 2019, we're more than halfway through the year, and we have some numbers from NPD for the top 10 games, physical and digital, for publishers in the Digital Leader panel, ranked on dollar sales. Number 10.
Yes.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Not a surprise there, although some may be surprised it's so low.
Yeah, I was kind of.
Yeah. MLB 19 The Show, that's typically on there too. That normally does very well for Sony, although it's worth pointing out that's just on PlayStation. It's not on the other platforms.
Yeah. Red
Dead Redemption 2 takes the number 7 spot. So that's still going. Number 8 spot, sorry. So that's still selling well, obviously, but it's, Rockstar games, so those will sell forever.
Yeah, that's true.
Days Gone is right above it,
which surprised me.
Yep. And this is what's weird. So we've had Kyle enjoyed the game, board video games. He said he enjoyed it. But I've heard a lot of people say they didn't enjoy it at all. I do want to play it, but once again, Sony exclusive up on here, in a prominent position. Above that, number 6.
They are killing it.
Yeah, they're doing well. Their exclusives are clearly making the dollar bills. Number 6, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
I think Jason bought all the copies.
I think so. I haven't touched mine since the Piranha Plant came out, I don't think.
To check out the old PD.
Yep. So
I mean, I've played a little bit here and there, and I still want to play more. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I shouldn't be surprised.
No, I figured. I mean, it's the last big Nintendo exclusive they've released, right? Up until Super Mario Maker, so then that wouldn't be on here yet. So I guess it makes sense.
Yeah. And it's not everyone's cup of tea, but there is a big following. That's the thing. Like, anybody can get into Mario Kart, but Super Smash Brothers, you can say, oh yeah, you can just get in and smash buttons, but then people lose and then nobody wants to play it again because there's always like that one person who's better than everybody else. And
Jason.
they're like, oh, Jason. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Number 5. This was surprising, and I'm all for it. Resident Evil 2, the remake, was on here.
I'm surprised it's that high, but I'm not surprised it's top 10 though. I kind of figured it would have been where Days Gone is at number 7, I suppose. I like that they had to specify that it was 2019 in case we all thought there was a sudden revival of.
They unearthed a crate of the N64 copies, and people were buying those.
No, not N64.
So that's on there. This next one, really surprising.
Oof.
Anthem. Anthem is the number 4. Now, Anthem, it launched last year, technically, didn't it? When did Anthem release?
Gosh, I don't remember.
Because I'm wondering if it came out before 2019, it seems weird.
Well, wasn't it November?
I thought so.
I feel like it was November.
Because that came out around the same time Battlefield. Nope, came out February 22nd. Way wrong. Okay.
Wow.
It just fell off that quick. I think I pre-ordered it in November. I think that's why I was confusing it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that hurts. But Anthem on there, which is, I guess it's surprising that it's that high. Not surprising in the top 10 because a lot of people bought it and then immediately regretted it, but people bought it. So, I mean, you can't deny that.
I think there was a lot of pre-orders for this one.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's what it is. Also, it's the only EA game up here as well.
That is a valid point. That's true. Number 3 is Tom Clancy's The Division 2 from Ubisoft. Not surprising there as well, though it seems like people dropped off that game just as quick as Anthem, although they weren't as angry about it. I guess it seems like from what I've heard people.
Yeah, I feel like that game just has the hardcore player, like any game, really. You get those people who initial interest, play for a while, drop off, and then the only people left are like the ones who are addicted to the gameplay or whatever.
Yeah. Now, the top 2, these are surprising.
One makes me really happy, and one makes me, I don't know how to feel about the other one.
So, Kingdom Hearts 3 is number 2. So I have Kingdom Hearts 3. I enjoy Kingdom Hearts 3. However, I was that person who played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 on PS2. So I've been waiting for this game. I'm surprised it's number 2 now.
Yeah.
Like, I have a coworker who actually bought this game last week. I think GameStop had a stupid sale. It was like 14 or 15 bucks. And he's like, oh, I bought it. And I was like, did you play the others? He goes,
do you
no.
know what this is?
He said, no. And I said, okay, first off, the story for Kingdom Hearts is convoluted as it is. If you've played the other games, let alone if you don't, like, there's no way you can watch, this intro and know what's going on whatsoever. And he goes, well, I don't care. I just want to play through and see some Disney stuff. And I'm like, okay,
he's the type of person who skips the story sequences and like, whatever, I just want to get back to the gameplay.
Yeah, but I'm like, I don't understand like why you'd even play it then.
At least, why would you buy 3 of anything, the number 3,
right,
without like Googling what it is?
Mm-hmm. Buy the remakes 1 and 2 pack. I think you could have got it for the same price, and at least you start at the beginning of the story. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say I can't fault anyone if it's unavailable for their system to not be able to play the original ones or whatever.
Oh, he's playing on PlayStation too, so yeah, PlayStation, so he has access to all of them. Like,
yeah,
Xbox didn't get the remakes, but PlayStation did. So,
you got to ask this person, are you going to go back and play the other 2 if you liked this one and
right,
see if they say no, then I'm just going to be like, what are you? What is
He's already made
happening?
it. He's already established that he won't. And he's doing exactly what he said. He's like skipping all the story sequences. Like as soon as he can, he skips it. I'm like, why are you playing this game? What made you buy this?
I don't know. I just want to see Goofy beat some stuff up. That's it's funny.
Pretty much. Number 1 though, Mortal Kombat 11. So I know you played it. Josh played it. I don't know anybody else has played it. So how it's number 1?
It's because you don't know that many cool people, obviously.
Yeah. That's accurate.
Sorry, PSVG.
I don't think I know any cool people actually.
I don't know.
It's true.
Mortal Kombat 11 though. See, here's the thing. There was that controversy about they had to work night and day, toil in the mines to get this one out, which I'm joking and I'm not trying to minimize it. I'm sure it's all true and it was all of it. But it's a darn good game, man. That game has polish. You know? It's got the little things that separate good games from great games.
It's just surprising for me that it's like
it's a fighter, like
right, and I don't consider it to be like I don't consider it to be a AAA game. I don't consider it to be a top tier game where like everybody plays this game.
Well,
but clearly it is like everyone's playing this game. Like you can't be number one in sales without people doing it. So
right. Well, and it's another one of those games that it's a fighting game where there's a division between people who prefer Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. So you already have, I mean, there's people who also cross both sides, but
Josh,
what a fool. But like Call of Duty or Battlefield,
right,
Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. So to be number one at this point is kind of surprising.
Yeah. And halfway through the year, and they came out, they didn't come out that early though either, did they?
No, I don't think so. But I wonder what the sales on the Switch are for this.
Came out end of April.
So it's not even been out that long.
It's possibly the newest game on that list. Other than maybe Days Gone. It probably is. It's when was Days Gone? It might be the newest game on this list.
Dang. It's Avengers Endgaming, everyone.
Days Gone came out 3 days after it.
Wow.
And it's number one. So actually for both those games, kudos to both of those games.
Yeah.
Being on top 10 with the shortest amount of time period, Days Gone being exclusive to one console.
That's true.
Oh God.
That's true.
Man. I don't know. All right, moving on. Another announcement kind of came out of Comic-Con as well around the Avengers game that Crystal Dynamics and Square Enix are doing that we saw at E3. It didn't really seem to wow a ton of people with where they were going.
I have faith. I do
too. I'm holding out.
I mean, come on.
I'm holding out some faith here. But they revealed the appearance of Miss Marvel. Not Captain Marvel.
Right.
Miss Marvel, who is going to be playing an unspecified role in Marvel's Avengers, but based on the trailer and story beats that they showed at Comic-Con, which aren't available for us normal folks to see yet, basically set the stage to have her join the Avengers.
I think this is going to confuse a lot of people who just like the movies.
Yeah, which, listen, I get, like, do characters that aren't in the movies, like, I'm fine. Like, the villain you showed in the thing is Taskmaster. He hasn't been in any movies yet either, so I get that, but Miss Marvel's a weird choice. I don't know. Like, she hasn't been in a movie. This iteration, Kamala Khan, is even, like, a newer iteration of Miss Marvel.
The character.
Right, so it's just, I don't know, it seems like a weird stretch. Like, you don't have Hawkeye, you don't have, Ant-Man. Like, Ant-Man's a character that's coming later that they showed.
Yeah.
Like, and you're going to this
Black Widow.
Well, you have Black Widow.
But wait, they don't have Ant-Man in the game?
No, Ant-Man's going to be a character that's added later, like the DLC characters. Like, he's not part of the campaign, where it seems like Miss Marvel is part of the campaign story, which is weird.
I take back everything I just said.
You have zero hope in the game.
I want Paul Rudd. I know it's not going to be Paul Rudd, but I want Paul Rudd in there.
Yeah.
Get him in the game. No, yeah, that is weird. That is weird. Sorry. Also, my brain was getting this mixed up with Ultimate Alliance 3. I forgot this isn't just a pick whoever you want, and it's actually story-based.
It's story-based. So, the multiplayer mode will be pick who you want based on different scenarios, but in the campaign, you're basically playing all the Avengers that, spoilers if you haven't seen any trailers, are still alive, because there was a death at the beginning of this game that sets the stage. But yeah, so it's just kind of weird. Like, I'm all for introducing new characters. It just seems like a weird pull to be shoehorned in with, like, Thor, Hulk, Iron Man, Miss Marvel. She can stretchy and she can make her fists really big and punch things. Like, it's just an odd pull.
Well, I will say this, it definitely captures a different demographic than anybody else that you just said.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely. But I don't know. and here we get into the whole sexism of games thing. I don't know if that's the demographic this game is going for, though. Like, everything we've seen doesn't paint the picture of we want to appeal to
everyone.
Yeah. Or in this case, I mean, she's really like a teen girl character. Like, it's along the same lines of like Squirrel Girl. Like, it's that tier of character where it's like these comics that are out now for her are very much geared towards young ladies, which is fine, but it just doesn't seem like this game was designed with that in mind. Like, it doesn't seem to have a family friendly appeal based on what we've seen. Well, like, Ultimate Alliance is different. Like, that's cartoony and like more comic booky, but
I don't think that's for you to decide, Kevin.
It's not. It's not.
That's the
this is my male privilege showing. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. No, but that's the problem, because we can't even have that discussion really, because
it's true.
We can't speak for anybody besides ourselves. Yeah.
Right.
But everything you said was horrible. I just want you to know that, and don't edit it out so we can all see.
Oh, I'm not editing it. The only thing I say is like I have no problem with her being in the game. I just would expect
from like a business standpoint,
right? But I would expect her to be added into the multiplayer component, like Ant-Man is being added later, like those characters, because you can make up scenarios. But like you had from what we saw, the super serious story, and you have a very cartoony character being added. It's like having Plastic Man in a DC movie. Like at this point, like they're all serious, but then you have this one guy who's like Laffy Taffy.
I wouldn't put it behind DC to just put that in the movie at this point.
It's true.
Have you seen Aquaman?
No. I saw Shazam was good.
Yeah, isn't that weird? Out of all the movies, I wouldn't have expected that to be good.
Me either. That's been my favorite one. Anyway.
I don't know. Maybe that's why. Maybe it brings a different flavor, and they were like, whoa, this is too serious. We need to get somebody who can
what? You could be
around.
You could be 100% correct there. You're right. Maybe the tone of the story changes halfway through. Like, you're right. I just thought it was weird, but worth talking about. So I passed the baton, the microphone back to you, sir.
Cool. Well, let's get some PC news in before we get going. How about that? First things first, Microsoft added 4 games to that pass thingy that I was talking about. Game Pass? Yeah, Xbox Game Pass. It's weird because it's called Xbox Game Pass, but this is for the PC. The games are. So it gets a little confusing for me, but I'm a simple man, and maybe that's my problem. So they've added 4 games, which sound fairly interesting. First of all, Killer Instinct comes out on, well, let me do actually. Also, the image doesn't sync up with the dates that these things are released. So I was looking at the images in this tweet. And so actually, first of all, is Night Call, which is the neo-noir taxi cab simulator that everybody was making fun of.
Yeah.
At E3. And I was like, this looks good. It's got neon lights in it, so I like it. I'll be interested to play that. Comes out 7/17. The next one is the Banner Saga 3, which comes out on 7/18 the next day, which I started the first Banner Saga and I loved it, and then I just like never played it ever again. Killer Instinct DE, whatever that means.
Definitive edition.
Oh, it's the definitive edition. I gotcha. 7/25. And then also on 7/25 is For the King, which is apparently a JRPG, if I remember.
Sounds
roguelike RPG with JRPG combat. So maybe it's not a JRPG, but steals some from that. By the way, is that a Battletoad in the picture kicking Ghost Rider?
Yep.
That's what it looks like anyway.
Well, Battletoads are in Killer Instinct. So.
I guess it wouldn't be Ghost Rider, but it would be Burnus, I think his name is, or something like that.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's been a long time, but I do know they added the Battletoads, so.
Well, why wouldn't you?
I mean,
Mortal Kombat
they own the rights.
Mortal Kombat had Jason and Freddy. They got Battletoads. Tom, old Killer Tom. Little known bad guy.
Killer Tom.
And then finally, some more games, some more game talk for you. Epic. Okay, Epic. We're talking about Epic Store here. Epic is giving away 2 free games next week to ensure that everybody gets one. Now, here's the thing. Epic switched from a free game a month to a free game a week, apparently. And I didn't realize this. Or maybe it was every 2 weeks.
I think it was every 2 weeks before, yeah.
Okay, so I just knew it wasn't every week because otherwise I'd be sitting here counting down the days to get my free games because I'm cheap. Now here's the reason. You'll either be able to get Limbo, or Limbo is out right now. You'll either get This War of Mine and or Moonlighter. Now the reason for 2 is because This War of Mine is rated M for mature, and Epic Store has parental controls. So they don't want kids who can't get mature games to miss out on a free game. And so they put out Moonlighter as well. Good guy Epic.
That's awesome. It really is.
Very inclusive. I like it. I don't think they're going to do it every time.
Well, they said every time that there's an M-rated game, they will.
Did they?
Yep.
Well, I think that remains to be seen. You know, people can say things, but that doesn't mean they're going to do them. Well, good. That's awesome because, that's just more inclusive. More inclusivity is good for the gaming culture.
They said adding Moonlighter to the mix ensures that everyone can have a free game. And in fact, Epic said whenever it puts out an M-rated freebie in the future, we will also offer another free game that will be more accessible to players of all ages.
Which remains to be seen because, people can say.
It's true. They could just never offer mature rated games ever again.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, oh, please don't mean that they're not going to do it.
But no, it's seriously, it's good because you imagine all the kids that play Fortnite, you have to have the Epic Store on there in order to play Fortnite on PC. So they know their audience, and the parents lock down that store, making sure the kids can't buy whatever they want, whatever they want in their credit card.
Good parents.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So it's good to see that they're sharing the wealth and the kids get their free games. And dude, I don't understand how. So I redeem all this stuff, right? I don't play games on PC for the most part, but I keep redeeming because you never know. One day I may sit down and play. Sure. But so I'm getting free games all the time from Twitch. Yeah. Through Twitch Prime. I'm getting games all the time through Epic Store for free. I'm getting the Game Pass stuff. I'm getting games with gold.
You should be on Humble Bundle.
Jesus. That's the next. If I had a PC that could run stuff, I'd do that and just stop playing console games. But I mean, man, the amount of stuff you can get for free if you're a PC gamer at all is nuts.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I was going to say, if you told me when I got Moonlighter from the library on Switch that I would only have to wait a little, I don't know, like less than 4 months to get it for free and own it, I would have been like, no way.
Did you beat that game though?
Yeah, I did. I beat it twice, once on easy and then another time on the secret special new game plus mode. It's like 3 times as hard. It's the Dark Souls of Moonlighter. So, speaking of which, did you beat that game?
Dark Souls?
No, Moonlighter.
No, I stopped playing it to pick up Sushi Strikers.
What? That's a trade that makes sense.
Yeah, Moonlighter's still installed, so it's not deleted.
Okay.
I just bounced around to get something different, yeah.
I feel you. Hey, I was just talking about how nothing stuck for me, so
that's
I can't blame a guy for trying.
Sure.
So that's everything for PC.
That's everything. And that's everything for everything's sake then. We are done.
Wow.
Good day, sir.
Bye.
Bye.